wanting to go in the Air Force, but he's having doubts now because he cannot have Kamala Harris as Commander-in-Chief. He cannot have Joe Biden as Commander-in-Chief.
You know, you're sort of waffling between patriotism, nationalism, and what's the story?
Well, if I go into the Air Force, I do not want Kamala Harris or Joe Biden as my Commander-in-Chief.
Hey, get us on the news, okay?
All right, cheers, man. What's your
God
name,
bless
man?
America.
What's your name?
Dave. David Brucker and...
AJ Brucker.
It was at this moment that he knew.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Ignition sequence starts. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and I just want to say straight up, I don't like getting political, so whether you're Democrat or Republican,
shake your dicks, this pissing contest is over.
I made this channel mostly for the insight and just giving advice to people on what I've gone through my military experience. But we can all agree that the start of 2021 has been pretty wild with the riots in Washington, D.C. and everything like that. So this video surfaced a couple days ago. This happened during the riots in D.C. And basically this dude, and I've said this to a friend before, but don't snitch on yourself, man. So he has his face all covered up and everything, and then eventually he just ends up giving his name.
AJ Brucker.
At the end of the day, you know, you're talking about playing in the big leagues, which is joining the military, but you haven't even been drafted yet, man. You haven't even got offered the contract. You haven't even tried to apply.
Well, you're disrespecting a future U.S. Army soldier.
So the fact that you're willing to go on and make a statement is
so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
There's definitely a conflict of interest if you're not willing to serve your country depending on who the president is. And that's because before you enlist, you take this thing called the Oath of Enlistment. And here it is for you guys that aren't too familiar with it.
The Oath of Enlistment. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God.
Now, in my last video, I went over 5 reasons why you should join the Air Force, and that's based on my experience. One of those things was, you know, you get to meet so many different people and the diversity of it. And the thing is, it's true because I've had friends that are currently in the military or they've served and they voted for either Trump or they voted for Biden. And you know, that's what's awesome about our country is you get to vote for whoever you want to vote for. So the fact that you're trying to join the military and you already have this list of demands, it just comes off as kind of a sense of entitlement because joining the military is more than just having everything you want your way. So you join the military to serve your country, or heck, you to even get your own college and get some free college. But it's more than just, I don't want to serve because I don't have things my way. If that's how you feel, then just don't serve. We'd rather have people in the service that are willing to do their job and have a drive behind what they do. And honestly, I feel a little bad for this guy because he's there obviously with his dad, and I believe, you know, you're a product of your environment or what you were raised in. And so his dad's there, he has these idealist beliefs, and he's basically feeding that to his son, which his son is, of course, like, okay, well, this is how it should be. And in the end, I think this is going to come back and bite him in the butt if he does decide to go to an Air Force recruiter. This is already set in stone. I mean, they said their names in there.
AJ Brucker.
You know, depending on who you voted for, it doesn't matter if you're in the military, because if it's the person you voted for or not, you still got to obey the orders of the president or the officers appointed over you, just like in the Oath of Enlistment. Now, I was going to say if this guy had gone to an Air Force recruiter, his recruiter would probably be like,
What?
If I go into the Air Force, I do not want Kamala Harris or Joe
about,
Biden as my Commander-in-Chief.
Bro, I'm out, man.
But according to a Task and Purpose article, he has no record of actually going to a recruiter yet, but if he does decide to go into a recruiting office in the future, I'm sure there's going to be a nice little trail for him. Honestly, I don't think anyone should join the military if they have this kind of mentality, because if they're going to be working with people at one point, if they're going to be supervising people, There was actually a retired lieutenant colonel Air Force, and he was one of the ones seen in the actual Capitol. And it's crazy to think like, hey, someone with that kind of extreme ideals would go through that, and that he possibly oversaw some squadrons and people as a commander. So, you know, that kind of mentality doesn't belong in the military. Again, at the end of the day, this is not supposed to be political in any way, but as active duty military members, we serve the Constitution. We serve the presidents and the officers appointed above us. And if that's not something that you can agree on, then we don't need you. I'm sorry, bye. It's just bigger than that. And really, the entitlement of I need things to be this way for me to join, then it's more than that. But I digress. That's all I really had to say about that. And 2021, y'all, buckle up. Looks like it's gonna be a little bumpy ride, but it's all good, you know. We gonna make it. We're gonna make it. 2022 is just about 11 months away. And yeah, as always, stay safe, keep grinding, and y'all take it easy.